In the Factor follow-up segment tonight, growing turmoil for the Democratic Party. They're scrambling to come up with a fresh game plan in the wake of Donald Trump's provocative proposal to fight terrorism and new polling that shows Americans losing faith in President Obama's ability to keep America safe. In fact, Hillary Clinton suddenly seems to realize that Trump is a real factor to contend with in the race for the White House.
I have to say, Seth, I no longer think he's funny. And what he's saying now is not only shameful and wrong, it's dangerous. This latest demand that we not let Muslims into our country really plays right into the hands of the terrorists. And I don't say that lightly, but it does. He is giving them a great propaganda tool.
With us now to analyze, John Meacham, author of the book Destiny and Power, The American Odyssey of George Herbert Walker Bush. Now, John, Hillary says Trump is not funny anymore.
Not so funny.
It's not funny anymore.
Not so funny. Not a YouTube video.
Yeah, is Trump up in her head now?
Well, I think, the New York Times had a smart piece today. It's a question. How can you attack Trump but still acknowledge the real anxieties that people have in the country about these two tributaries that have intersected in fear of terrorism, fear of mass shootings, and you have an extraordinarily uncomfortable moment in the country, to say the least. Democrats who were if Democrats dismiss that, they appear out of touch. And so they need to have a proactive way to talk about it, which the president frankly has.
John, is it that? Is it the policy? Is it the idea of the Muslim ban? Or is it the fact that no matter what Donald Trump seems to say, his poll numbers seem to get higher and higher, and he polls better and better against Hillary?
And they're trying to understand what's going on, like a lot of people. But I do think it's policy, though. I do think it's about genuine anxiety on the part of people who are looking to the president, the incumbent president, for leadership and not finding a great deal of it. FDR once said that the presidency is preeminently a place of moral leadership, and President Obama simply hasn't really articulated hasn't captured this moment in a very effective way. So Trump fills this vacuum on the other side, and so if you're Senator Clinton, you're thinking about next fall. You're thinking about how do you make sure. How do you,
as Hillary Clinton, where you have Donald Trump coming out you have President Obama, who's been very soft. He's been soft on thirror, on calling it Islamic extremism, on whether or not there's a homegrown terror threat. So he's perceived as the soft talker, the soft walker. Donald Trump seems to be the strong one. She can't get too close to either one, can she?
No, but I would argue that actually for the politics of this, for her, therefore, are pretty good. Because if she lands in the middle, she's tougher than Obama appearing, and she's saner than Trump. And so in that sense...
What does that look like? What policy does lands her in the middle?
I think a strong ISIS coalition to take out this caliphate and to acknowledge in a real way that this is an asymmetrical threat that's incredibly difficult to fight, and so we have to find ways to do it.
So fight harder than President Obama's fighting, but don't exclude Muslims from coming to America.
That's not a bad place. That's not a bad place to be politically.
You say that President Obama is a lot like Jimmy Carter in what respect?
Well, the analogy I think at the moment is that the people, President Carter gave a speech saying there was a crisis of confidence in the American spirit. I think a lot of people in retrospect think, no, that there was a crisis in the presidency, that there wasn't a firm, again, proactive leadership. And, and the presidency is no easy job by any means. But I do think that, interestingly, the past couple of weeks, the country has wanted an emotional intelligence and an emotional reaction to what's been going on, particularly after San Bernardino. And so who fills that vacuum? The president doesn't. Donald Trump does with this call for a ban on Muslim immigration. And when you're the president of the United States and you lose the control of that kind of agenda, it's not a good week.
Well, when you draw a red line and you don't follow through on your red line,
that too.
That could be the basis for it. John, I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you very much. And John's book, Destiny and Power, makes a great Christmas gift for any political junkie in your family.